In politics, visibility is power. A leader builds a brand on constant motion, loud speeches, and relentless public energy. They make sure you see them every single day. Then, the microphone cuts out. The daily appearances stop. A head of state simply vanishes from the public eye. This happened in early 2021 to the president of Tanzania, John Pombe Magufuli, who had commanded the national stage since his election in 2015. When a politician known for dominating the airwaves drops off the radar without a word, the silence speaks louder than any speech. In the absence of facts, a nation left in the dark will quickly fill the void with panic and suspicion. To understand the shock of his absence, look at how he governed. Magufuli built his reputation by taking a heavy hand to government waste and rooting out corruption with strict, uncompromising audits. He poured state resources into massive infrastructure projects. He wanted tangible results, new roads, bridges, and railways, earning him the nickname the Bulldozer for his willingness to deploy heavy machinery and push through bureaucratic delays. These rapid physical improvements won him fierce loyalty. Millions saw a leader who delivered on his promises, building the physical foundation of a modernizing economy. But his aggressive tactics drew deep criticism. Political opponents found themselves sidelined, and journalists faced an environment where independent reporting and media freedom were heavily restricted by the state. By silencing critics while delivering rapid development, Magufuli split the country into two camps. This deep polarization meant that long before he vanished, the public's trust in official government narratives was already fractured. That fractured trust collided with a global crisis in early 2020. As the COVID-19 pandemic spread, governments around the world shut down borders, mandated masks, and enforced strict lockdowns. Tanzania took a sharply different route. Magufuli openly doubted the severity of the virus and questioned the reliability of international testing kits. Instead of closing businesses, he directed the public to rely on communal prayer and traditional herbal remedies to fight the illness. Global health organizations issued severe warnings about this approach. Yet internally, Magufuli's grip on power held firm, and he secured a second term in the late 2020 elections. By actively rejecting the international medical consensus on a highly contagious virus, he placed his administration under a global microscope. When health rumors later surfaced about the president himself, the world was already watching closely. In late February 2021, the constant stream of presidential activity abruptly stopped. Days passed without a single rally, public address, or television appearance. Social media platforms quickly filled the silence. Citizens and foreign observers began trading theories, with many concluding that the president had fallen severely ill. The state responded with flat denials. Officials addressed the nation, insisting Magufuli was in perfect health and simply managing his duties out of the public eye. But the reassurances rang hollow. As the absence stretched into a second and then a third week, journalists and political analysts demanded proof of life. A government that heavily polices the media loses its credibility when it needs it most. Official denials were instantly dismissed as cover-ups, and the state found itself completely unable to stop the growing public panic. The pressure built until March 17, 2021, when the government could no longer maintain the silence. Programming across national television was interrupted. The sitting vice president appeared on screen to deliver a somber address to the country. She announced that President John Magufuli had died while undergoing treatment for heart complications at a hospital in Dar es Salaam. The announcement finally answered the question of his whereabouts, yet the sheer abruptness of his decline ensured that those hidden final weeks would become one of the most debated mysteries in modern African politics. The confirmation of his death sent shockwaves through Tanzania. Flags were lowered to half-mast, and the government declared an extended period of national mourning. Citizens gathered by the thousands for his state funeral. People lined the streets to pay their respects to a man who, despite the heavy criticism he faced, had built the roads they were standing on. Following the constitutional order, Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan was swiftly sworn in. Taking the oath, she made history as Tanzania's first female head of state. This rapid and strict adherence to the law provided immediate stability. The quiet efficiency of the transfer of power stood in sharp contrast to the chaotic, rumor-fueled weeks that led up to it. Today, Magufuli leaves behind a split legacy. Many look at the bridges and railways and remember a determined builder who fought corruption. Others look at the political climate and see a leader who sacrificed civic freedoms for rapid development. And while the state provided a clear medical cause for his death, the long silence preceding it left a void that facts haven't fully filled. Citizens and political analysts continue to debate the exact sequence of events that led to his final days in the hospital. When a powerful figure spends years demanding total control over the story of their country, they leave no room for uncertainty. So when they exit the stage without a word, the questions they leave behind become as permanent as the things they built.